IDV's new Fortnite mode is here. Let's begin. Welcome back to another episode, guys. Let's talk about what we're getting this week. This week we seem to be getting the patch one day earlier. So usually for me it happens on really early in the morning Thursday, but now it's going to be happening on Wednesday. I'm assuming really early, but I don't know when. This week we're getting the first skin of the Whimsy series. Now it's going to be Weeping Clown's, I think, S tier skin? A tier? I wrote S tier, but I don't know if it's S tier, called Breezy Snail. This is a really cool looking skin. I've seen what it looks like in game. I've seen the art. I think it's really creative and wacky and weird, and I think that's what makes it really cool and unique. This skin should be available in the store for echoes or for fragments if you want to get them for fragments. As for the effects, it looks like the snail on his head and also on his shoulder, I think it is, have little speech bubbles where they say stuff, and also there are kind of smoke effects coming out from some of the pipes on his clothes and pages and stuff. It's a really cool looking skin. I'm looking forward to the rest of the series whenever they release the rest of them. But the most important thing that we're getting this week is we're getting the new game mode called Enchanted Forest. So basically this is just a Fortnite or Apex Legends style kind of PUBG, if you want to call it, game mode, and it seems to be taking place on a map similar to Golden Cave. There is like a video showcasing some of the things that you can do on that map, but I'll give you a basic idea here. It seems to be a 16-player game mode where I think you're divided into teams of 2 players. I've been corrected that it's not 2 teams, but it's teams of 2. So I believe that's what we're going to be seeing in this mode. In this mode, you have to eliminate the other players to get their items, and if you eliminate everyone, you win the game. There are 2 different phases. There's the prologue phase, where if you do get eliminated, you kind of get revived by your teammate if they're nearby, but if you reach the finale phase and you get downed or eliminated, you are completely dead and removed. It seems like you're able to select different kind of roles or animals at the beginning of the match to choose kind of special abilities that you'll have during the match to be able to eliminate other players. You can choose from a different selection. I can't remember all of the things that you can do. I think some of them let you go invisible and stuff like that. Basically, when you get eliminated, you kind of drop all of the items that you had, and the items seem to have different rarities depending on how good they are. They're kind of like different tools that you might see. Some of them are like water guns, watering cans, things like that. You'll be able to collect all of these items and weapons from different chests around the map that also seem to drop consumables and also buffs. I don't really know what they can do. And there are also different map curiosities, so things that you'll be able to find around the map that give special items, make you invisible, or even drain your energy but do give you more ammo and stuff. So yeah, there's a lot going on. It's basically just like IDV's Fortnite version. And as for some character days that we're getting this week, we're getting 2 character days basically for the same person, so it's not really 2, it's kind of 1. We're getting Weeping Clown's character day on Monday the 4th of August, so technically before the next episode of This Week in Identity 5. So it's kind of not this week but next week, but you get my point. And it's going to be his 4th character day, meaning he's getting an emote, and Smiley Face, his alter ego, you could say, on Monday the 4th of August as well. We're getting his 6th character day, meaning he's getting a special portrait. As far as I could tell, that's all that we're getting this week, unless they announced something last second. They always could, maybe some adjustments or something like that. But let's talk about what we're getting from the future, because thanks to IDV Clue, and I'm assuming some other people as well, we have some more theories about what's coming from the Whimsy series. So I talked a little bit about this last week, and it was the theory that Sculptor is going to be the next character to receive a Whimsy series skin. But there's also a rumor, if you check the video that was just released with the Weeping Clown kind of skin showcase, you'll notice there's another character in that trailer, and that is Forward. So we can assume that Forward is also going to be another Whimsy series skin that's coming up relatively soon. We also know or have a theory that the other characters that we'll be getting in the future are going to be Hellember, Axeboy, Guard 26, Enchantress, Aeroplanist, First Officer, and Professor, since they were in the original trailer for the Weeping Clown kind of skin when they first announced the whole Whimsy series thing. So we might see those some point in the future, but it looks like those 2 characters that I just mentioned of Sculpt and Forward might be the ones coming up relatively soon whenever they choose to release them. There's also been a test server adjustment now. I don't really know when this is coming to the game. It could come this week, it could come in the next couple of weeks, it might not come at all. And it's an adjustment for Geisha. So Geisha has had some issues where if you've played her at all, sometimes your character will dash towards the wrong butterfly. Even though you're directly looking at one right in front of you, sometimes you'll just zoom off to the left or zoom off to the right to one that you can't even see. They've improved Geisha's dash selection after firing a butterfly to make it easier to dash to the new butterfly, butterfly. So if you throw one, you'll be able to get to that one a little bit easier. I think it will kind of prioritize that. They've improved the selection logic of medium to long distance butterflies to fix dashing to different butterflies. They've made a fix where there's an issue where there was like a brief delay after using the dash hit. Apparently they've fixed that. Don't really know what that one is. And for players who are playing on abnormally tall screens, so usually we're playing on phones, right? But some people play on tablets that have a lot of vertical range, or maybe you're playing on a computer with a super high vertical range. They've made it so that there is now a limitation so that people on a smaller kind of more horizontal screen will have the same kind of experience as those who are on the vertical screen. Even though you can see over certain walls with a bigger screen, you, I think, won't be able to teleport to those butterflies the same as someone who has a less tall screen. So I think that's fine because, of course, most players don't have a tall screen, so it kind of balances it out for everyone. So the character is the same for everyone. I've seen that also affects PC players versus mobile players in some way. And as for some rumors that we need to talk about, the creator of Danganronpa wants to collaborate with IDV again. So a lot of people are talking about this, and this is going to potentially bring back Danganronpa, or, you know, get more parts to it, I guess. Or he's even suggested, the creator of Danganronpa, that he wants to do a collaboration with his new game called the 100 Line Last Defense Academy. That seems kind of very reminiscent of Danganronpa in its way, in its art style at least. But that would be really exciting. I know a lot of people like Danganronpa. I don't think we need more Danganronpa in the game. I think we have enough of it. But I can imagine some people in the chat would be like, oh, I wish they would bring it back again. Maybe that could be a good idea. But yeah, this is just from the creator himself, not from NetEase. So we don't really know if they're planning on doing anything like that in the future. And if you haven't already, make sure that you click on the video that's right there because YouTube thinks that you will like it.